Here's the news at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State Building Control Agency tasked staff on improvement of service delivery. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria calls for recognition to achieve sustained economic growth. On the foreign scene, protest rocks West Bank following assassination of 7 Hamas members. And in sport, former Cote d'Ivoire forward tips Nigeria 3 others as favorites to win African Cup of Nations. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. Lagos State Building Control Agency, LAPSCA, has charged staff to improve service delivery towards the seamless achievement of set goals and objectives. LAPSCA General Manager Bola Oki gave the charge during the agency's first workday celebration prayer session of the new year in Ikeja. Oki commended the staff for a job well done in 2023, urging them to up their game for greater achievements in the new year as the reward for good work is more work. He reiterated the importance of building true love amongst the officials for a better working environment and seamless job performance. Oki also urged the staff to give more attention to their health and well-being through periodic medical checkups to be organized by the agency for workers to ascertain their health status, while proper medical attention will be given to those that need it. The Lagos State Surveyor General Ayokunu Adeshino has charged staff of the office to be diligent, dedicated, and ensure a positive mindset to achieve the vision of the state government as enshrined in the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Adeshino spoke during the first workday prayer and thanksgiving session held at the office auditorium, emphasized the importance of ensuring regular health checks, saying that health is wealth. He said there will also be a continuous capacity building training tagged building capacity for resourcefulness for members of staff to entrench efficient service delivery. The Surveyor General encouraged all staff to remain committed in all assigned tasks, noting that this year the office will learn from previous challenges and effect corrections for better results. Lagos State government has rewarded operatives of the Emergency Flood Abatement Gang, EFANG, for their contributions to a flood-free Lagos, encouraging them to be more committed in the new year. Speaking during the end-of-year party and award ceremony held recently at Alausa, Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, said the state government will continue to provide the necessary equipment and support required for better service delivery. Wahab, who was represented by the Special Advisor on Environment, Olakunle Rotimi Akodu, said the team has been doing a good job in cleaning up secondary drains and manholes in the 57 local government and local council development areas across the state all year round. Also speaking, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Drainage and Water Resources, Olalekan Shodeide, and said the EFAG team remains the pride of the ministry, adding that the team was created to intervene in black spots, most especially for emergencies to ensure the free flow of all drainage channels. Now to the rest of the stories. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has pleaded with the government to recognize the industry as a key driver of sustained economic growth in the country and to give the sector the priority deserved. MAN's Director General, Segun Ajayi Kadir, said, based on the observed trend, it is clear that the outlook for the manufacturing sector in 2024 may not be positive, at least in the first half of the year. Ajayi Kadir said the anticipated rebound is heavily reliant on policy stimulus backed up by a mix of domestic growth-driven, export-focused, and offensive trade initiatives. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on School Feeding, Yetunde Adeniji, told President Bola Tinubu for allocating 100 billion naira for the program. Adeniji said the allocation demonstrated the empathy and compassion Tinubu has for Nigerian children. She noted that the 28.7 trillion naira 28.7 trillion naira 2024 budget signed into law by President Bola Tinubu on January 1 clearly showed the president's unwavering dedication to the well-being and upliftment of the Nigerian people. Adeniji assured Tinubu and Nigerians that the allocation will be judiciously utilized for actualization of the federal government's renewed hope agenda. Nurses at the Federal Medical Center, Idiaraba, Abeokuta, Ogun State, have protested against an alleged exclusion from the 2023 promotion carried out in the institution. The nurses under the aegis of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, NANNM, also expressed displeasure over what they described as harsh working conditions, asking the management of the hospital to address their promotion areas, shortage of staff, and other rights. Speaking during the protest, head of clinical services of the hospital, Kunle Adediran, said issues regarding the promotion is beyond the management because the decision was taken by the Federal Ministry of Health. Adediran premised that the hospital will write to the federal government to review some of the decisions and also address other issues raised by the nurses. Now to foreign news. A general strike has been called across the cities of the occupied West Bank in protest against the assassination of 7 members of Hamas, including the deputy head of its political bureau, Saleh al-Aroi. The strike was called by Palestinian armed groups that asked people to stay home and also leave to march in demonstrations against the drone attack on the outskirts of Beirut. Meanwhile, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said the international community must impose a solution to the Israel-Hamas war as both sides are unable to come to terms. Now sports. Former Cote d'Ivoire forward Aruna Kohn has tipped the Super Eagles and others as favorites to win the 2023 African Cup of Nations. Kohn, in an interview, believed Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, and the hosts are the natural favorites to win the tournament because of the quality of players and the exceptional performance of the Atlas Lions of Morocco during the World Cup in Qatar. It will be recalled that the Super Eagles will be gunning for their 4th AFCON title after winning 8 in 1980, 1994, and 2013. The 34th edition of the AFCON will be hosted by Cote d'Ivoire. And that's our news. But just before we go, carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicles before setting out. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered over 1,000 residents at the 3rd phase of the Mega Empowerment Program? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Building Control Agency (LAPSCA) has charged staff to improve service delivery towards the seamless achievement of set goals and objectives. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has pleaded with the government to recognize the industry as a key driver of sustained economic growth in the country and to give the sector the priority it deserved. We also told you that a general strike has been called across the cities of the occupied West Bank in protest against the assassination of 7 members of Hamas, including the deputy head of its political bureau, Saleh al-Aroi. And in sport, former Cote d'Ivoire forward Aruna Kohn has tipped the Super Eagles and others as favorites to win the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.